Welcome to another episode of Hoops and Healing, where we talk hoops and we talk healing. I am your host, Amanda Hoy. Sometimes these two topics will blend together, and sometimes they'll be treated as separate topics because sports are healing, and healing is a sport. Let's get into it. I'm here with Lori Moran. Lori is a New York City native, a women's sports content creator and influencer, and she is also the founder and creator of Bling It to the Game. Thank you for joining me, Lori.
Of course, it's my honor. I love your podcast.
Thank you so much. I also really like that shirt. I just noticed it has like
Thanks.
aces.
It has like all the players. I mean, all the teams.
Yes, I love that. I feel like aces is front and center.
It really is. I just noticed that it is.
Are you rooting for
Maybe
them
that's a sign.
now that Liberty's out?
So actually, I'm not. Like I know Liberty Liberty fans are gonna hate me for this, but I'm actually rooting for the Lynx at the end. I love some of the players that are on the Lynx, and I think they're a great team. And since they're not our rivals this season, like I could root for them 100%. I love the Aces too. Like it's so hard when you love players from different teams to root for a whole team. That's why Unrivaled, I feel like, is so much easier because you get all the different players. But
Yes.
I want the Lynx to win it all.
Yeah, I'm more of like a player fan, and I don't know if that's like an unpopular thing, but like I'm kind of more loyal to players, and when they move teams, I'll kind of move teams with them. Obviously, like the city you live in, you kind of have to root for. But yeah, I've always been more of like a loyal to players.
I agree with that too. I definitely feel like I'm getting more like that. Like I've been going to Liberty games since I was like 7. And so I've always been a Liberty fan because it's my hometown and I just grew up watching that team. But I feel like if Stewie were to leave, like I would just follow
Right.
her. I would move and
Yeah.
just follow her wherever she goes. But I am a fan of the players as well. Like I have favorites from all the teams.
Mhm.
But yeah.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with you on Minnesota though. I've been rooting for them. I literally like Kayla McBride. Obviously the stud buds are having like an insane year. Fee, obviously, finals
Right.
MVP.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that they're all just doing so like well on and off the court. And I think just their stats this season in general, like how they've been nonstop. Aces too, like they surprised
Yeah.
us. So, but I just feel like
Yeah.
because of the way that the finals and everything happened last year, just
They
let them
deserve
win this
it.
year
Yeah, I
to
feel like
win.
they deserve it the most. So I feel like that's why I want them to get it. But I guess if not, yeah, then Aces would be
Right.
after them.
Definitely not Phoenix. Like I love some players. I love AT. I love
Yeah.
Sabri, but because they beat us, like I can't root for that.
I was gonna say like I wouldn't be mad if AT got a championship just because she's like nearing retirement. I wouldn't be mad about that, but I am definitely not and have never been a Mercury fan.
Yeah, and I was rooting for her for MVP. Like I really thought she was gonna get it. Until I saw the votes and I was like, oh,
I
I thought
think
she was gonna get it so
it's so rare for a guard to get it, but I guess she's kind of like a
Yeah,
forward, like a
she's
small forward.
everywhere.
Yeah, no, just the way the Aces have turned their season around, I mean, is insane. Like they were terrible at the beginning of the season, to just turn it around and come in second, seeded second was crazy.
I know that was incredible. So if they win, I wouldn't be mad about it either, but definitely Team Lynx. I'm gonna try to go to the finals. Let's see. Hang
Amazing.
out with Don, Courtney's dad, and just see how
Yeah,
it goes. I feel like the energy in that stadium. Like I always say Barclays is the best stadium. It has like the most energy, but I can imagine what the stadium is like a Lynx game. It's probably the same kind of like hype energy.
yeah, they have good energy. I went to I think like 2 games of theirs last year. I did run into Courtney's dad and I got a picture with him. He was really sweet, but my mom took it and she did like the most boomer-esque angle, so I didn't post it.
I hate that.
He
I
was
hate when you
like
finally get the picture and it's such a bad angle, your eyes closed or it's
like
blurry.
blurry. Yeah, so I was like, dang it, I can't post it, but I did meet
He's
him.
amazing.
Okay, so we're gonna get into rating some tunnel fits from some of our favorite players, style icons. So first we're gonna start off with Brianna Stewart. What do we think about this fit? We
So
got the
first off,
blazer.
Brianna Stewart is one of the best players dress players in the league. She has an amazing stylist, Courtney Mays, who does a great job like styling her based on her like moods, which I love. I want this fit in a dress. Like this embroidery, the pop of red, even the sunglasses. Like I know Stewie does a lot of things with Sunglass Hut. It makes me want to like step up my sunglass game. This is one of my favorite fits this season.
Yeah, I feel like Stewie has a very like eclectic style too. It's very unique to her. And then she has this like really tall like figure. But yeah, I like the embroidery on the blazer, and I think it's interesting too how you're like I would wear that but within a dress because in the WNBA we get like a masculine style and then we get a feminine style or some kind of
Right.
combination of both, which I think makes the W like so interesting, especially when it comes to fashion.
I definitely agree. I was recently at an event and Courtney Mays was like answering questions. She's like the stylist for a bunch of the players. And one of the questions she was asked was, how do you dress the players based on like, what they identify as or what their style is. And it really goes off of like expressing themselves through their fashion. And I love how they can play both, right? Like you see some of them dressing a little bit more masculine, more feminine, like in between. Like it just is a way to kind of like tell a story through their clothes. And although like I feel like she's a little bit more on the masculine side with her fashion, you can see the feminine popping through, especially with her purses. Like Stewie has some of the best bags.
I saw that video where Tosh was like showing Stewie's bags every day in the locker room. That one was funny. But yeah, I do see like the touches of femininity. Like it's a little bit of a lower V cut without like a shirt underneath the blazer, it looks like. And then even like the floral design is a more feminine design. But so it's like subtle.
Right. That's actually a trend that I've been seeing a lot in the draft. I noticed like Paige wore it. A lot of the new players or even like older players were wearing the blazers without shirts underneath, which I loved because although like players are dressing more masculine, like they're wearing it with cleavage, which like
Hmm.
shows that they're expressing themselves and they're owning their bodies the way that they are. That was one of my favorite trends that they did this season.
Yeah, definitely. Like corporate core, but make it a little sexy. Um,
Exactly.
yeah. No, I love that.
I started this series on Instagram right now where I'm redoing and recreating WNBA outfits for the players because they've been inspiring my fashion so much. I actually started in this industry about 10 years ago in fashion. Like that's how I started. I was a content creator in fashion, a stylist, a personal shopper. And so seeing how like I can use fashion to express myself and that they do the same, the players do the same, really inspired me to like up my fits and to start like creating fits with their stuff. And it surprised me because when I was doing it, a lot of the stuff was already in my closet. Not the high end brands that they're wearing, but similar styles. Like I definitely have a pair of leather shorts like Stewie's. And then as I'm going through outfits, I'm like, wow, I have a lot of this. I didn't even need to buy that much for the series.
That's amazing. Yeah, I saw the series and I was wondering if you're like thrifting, going to stores looking for specific pieces, but I really love that series that you're doing. I'm excited to see more. Next we've got Skylar Diggins. We know she's a superstar fashion icon in the W for a while now. What did we think about her milk? I think her milk powder coat.
Yeah, so the what I loved about this milk powder coat is the way that she was able to use like brand sponsorships and use fashion to promote it, right? So like it's not like just a shirt that someone sent her that she's promoting. She's using it to promote like protein. She's very athletic. And it just looks amazing on her. Like there were so many people who were remaking it, making jokes out of it that looks ridiculous, but why do I want a coat made out of milk now? Like
Yeah.
anything she wears, I want it.
Yeah,
She
I
needs
think
her own
she's
clothing line.
seriously. I mean, Puma, like, where are you guys at? I know she's signed to Puma, so like, we need a Skylar Diggins collection.
I know I've been saying the same thing with Stewie. She needs a bag collection with Puma. Like Puma doesn't have that many bags. Like
Oh
we need
yeah,
a
she's
Puma.
also signed to Puma.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, yeah, when this first came out, I think everyone was confused. So like right away she had people's attention. And then people are just like guessing what it is. And then I think the next day she posted posted what it was. So that was a really creative, fun brand collaboration, especially for it to be like a food product and it really
Exactly.
didn't have anything to do with like a fashion brand. Um,
That's so true. And one thing that I love about tunnel fits and the way that the players are using tunnel fits to express themselves is also the way that they're able to make money through it, right? Like we always talk about
mm,
paying the players. They are getting paid from brands to promote their brands during tunnel fits. Like they're able to promote their own brands. Like I know a few players have their own clothing collections. Like not only are they expressing themselves, but they're making money during that. And that's what we like to see.
yeah, absolutely. Like brands paying them to when they're walking the tunnel to like showcase their brand and give the brands that kind of exposure.
Right. And it's about time. Like, it's about time that these brands are investing in women's sports, that they are paying players to wear their stuff. Like, these are style icons. Like, there's fans that are watching this who are buying the stuff that they're wearing. So it's about time that they recognize that and not just say, like, oh, we're just like a partner of the W. No, we're spending money investing in these players and creating collections for them and doing things that, help and improve them off on and off the court.
Yeah, absolutely. Like thinking more outside of the box and then long term as well.
Yep. Actually, this other Skylar outfit that's here, I'm gonna be remaking. I bought the dress to remake it because this is like an outfit that's easy for fans to remake. Like this dress with the boots, like this is so on style right now. It's such a cute fall outfit. And there's like total different, like their outfits are totally different, right? Like she has like a very statement piece that no one's ever gonna wear because no one's gonna wear milk. And then you have a simple outfit that is so easy to remake.
All right, so moving on to Gabby Williams now. We've got a little bit more of like a laid back, sporty fit.
Yeah, this fit, I love it because she's showing off her abs, showing off her body, but like in a like artistic, feminine way. I love the bag. Again, another statement piece. This is another fit that like you can remake. Another pair of sunglasses. Like sunglasses are so in right now for tunnel fits. Almost every player wears
Yeah, that's a
tunnel
good
fits.
point.
They're like everyone's wearing sunglasses. Like Sunglass Hut probably has like all of these player signs because that's all you see.
It's so funny because I didn't even notice that until you pointed it out, but like almost everyone in here has sunglasses on.
Yeah,
And yeah, the bag is very interesting. I don't think I noticed like the specific details before, but it's kind of like quirky. I don't know what the right word is. Like it's a very interesting bag.
it is. Again, showing their personalities, things that they love through what they're wearing.
hmm Yeah, no, I would definitely wear this outfit for sure. I love the top, like the ombre abstract situation.
And she's
And
showing off
then,
her body that she's worked so hard for, so it looks great.
yeah, I know. The abs are crazy. And then even her like her tattoo art. I think that also helps like fit the femininity, but there's definitely also like a hint of masculinity with this outfit too.
Exactly. And it's like not drawing the lines. Like they don't have to label themselves as a certain, you know, um, on one side of the spectrum. Like they're redefining what it means to be both, either or none, right? Like they're just being
Mhm.
themselves and I think it's amazing.
Yeah, I love Gabby's style. I feel like she's one that does like go back and forth, but then she'll also like be both at the same time.
Yeah.
And I think that's really cool to see players pull that off. All right, so now we
Amazing.
move on to Steph Dolson.
My goodness. I love Steph so much. Oh my goodness.
We used to have her in Chicago. I remember.
Really?
She
We
was
used to
on the
have her here in
team.
New York too.
Oh, yeah. You had her, you got her right after us, I think.
Yeah, so actually I stopped going to games for a while and then I started to go to games again and she was playing here in New York and it made me fall in love with going to games again. Like she was so good in that game. I love that she was like curvy and she was like just owning. You could tell how confident she was. And then like we followed each other and I've been following her journey ever since. I recently made her a bag too. I surprised her with one, and I made her a
Amazing.
shirt that I made all her fits out of Bratz dolls. I'll send you the picture so you can see it. But I took like I think four of her tunnel fits and I made them into Bratz dolls and made a shirt out of it and wore it to one of the games. And
That's
her
so cool.
girlfriend ordered one too, so she has a shirt with my design on it as well. But
I love
yeah, Steph
that.
was just in an interview recently, actually, from one of these pictures. I think it was the denim outfit she was wearing. and she talks about like what her style is to her, and she like was talking about how she owns her curviness. Like she's obviously athletic, like she's running around, she's doing all these things, but her body is curvy and she owns it in her outfits, and that's why she's one of my favorite inspirations in the W, because
Yeah.
I'm curvy too and I use my outfits to express myself. And so her being one of the best dressed in the W and still being curvy shows a message, and it just shows that you can be curvy and thrifty and stylish in any size. I loved what she did for Wicked. Like I don't know if you saw, but when they did the W Wicked game with the Mystics, she had like 3 outfits.
Really?
Like she's like me if I was a player. Like I would be extra like that. Like I would have 3 outfits. I would, you know, or just
I
be
love
so
that. Yeah.
extra. Yeah, her
Yeah, I
fits are
mean, right
incredible.
now we'll move into some Atlanta players, the Atlanta Dream. I was obsessed with this Western cowboy look.
Right?
Like,
I love this. I saw a lot of the Dallas Wings do that, obviously, but the Atlanta Dream doing fits like this red and blue. First off, they're hilarious together. Like they're so funny together.
the combo of the two. Like any other two players could have done it, but I'm just like just seeing these two just made it like 10 times more adorable somehow.
They're so cute together. Their personalities are so different from anyone in the W because they're just so genuinely like no filter. They're very sweet. They're very like just
Very
like
sweet, yeah.
themselves, right? And I think that sometimes people like put on an act to be who they think the fans want to see, but like they're so themselves. Like when they do the little taste videos, like you can tell they're not like the most social media,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like not PR like trained. I mean, they probably are PR trained,
they're
but
probably PR trained, but like they're not doing it to like be famous or anything. Like they're genuine, just like friends hanging out versus like, oh, like I'm trying to do this for views. I'm trying to do this, and it's hilarious to me. Like I love them. But these fits, like I love that they're bedazzled. I'm a
yeah.
bedazzled queen.
Yes, I was
And
gonna point that
Bedazzle's, yeah, Bedazzle's very in right now. I was just watching Love Island, and like 2 of the outfits that the host was wearing was Bedazzled, and it was Bedazzled with like her name on it, and like it said Love Island. Like that's so in right now, and I'm seeing it in mainstream like media and in the W fits. Even like more masculine players are wearing bedazzled things, which are
like
so
that.
different, right? Like I'm working with one of my clients, and working on some outfits for her, and she's like on the more masculine side, but she was okay wearing bedazzled. So bedazzled's in no matter what.
All genders, all different expression types. And you can also like, if you look at the pants, it's very subtle bedazzled. Like it's not a ton. So it's like if you want to do like little bits of bedazzled, you can, but you don't have to do like the full pants or shirt. You could if you want to.
Exactly. Yeah, it's the subtle sides, but it's giving like high fashion.
Yeah.
Both of these fits are so amazing. Like I would have wore this to a Beyonce concert.
These are so cute and like the blue and the red coordinating. Adorable. Okay, so the next one we've got Ryan again, and then we've got Naz Hillman.
So are they a couple? I'm not sure.
Okay, so I didn't think that until I saw this photo, and I was like, oh, wait, that is
Because
kind of
their fits
giving
are like
them.
coordinating. Like it makes sense for Alicia Gray and her to be coordinating because they're like besties.
Right, that was
Their
giving
fits look
Bestie.
like it's giving Grease. It's giving right.
Sandy
I
and
love it. Leather is so in. Like we can have a whole discussion about every single player that's wore leather. Leather is so in. All black is so in. Giving
Mhm.
like boss. Like I feel like they're owning the
Yeah,
tunnel fits to give themselves more confidence on the court.
yeah. I think I love that it's getting way more attention. Like I follow League Fits, and they've definitely like totally been showing more WNBA players than they ever have before. They used to I feel like be very like NBA heavy, and I feel like they've been posting a lot more WNBA players, which is really cool to see because they have a huge platform.
It's amazing. And it's so ironic though because when you think of fashion, when you initially think of fashion, you think of women being like the pioneers
Yeah,
in fashion, right? And the creative like
and men's
creativeness
fashion
that
is
goes into
boring.
women's fashion. So the fact that it took so long for this to be so popular when we are the pioneers in the fashion world, it should have been the opposite, where like who cares what the men are wearing because they don't care what they're wearing either.
That's a really good point. I never even like thought about that. It's like why weren't we showing like the women's fashion just because they're athletes versus a different type of industry.
And do
Whereas,
you think because they're
yeah,
athletes that they're not fashionable
yeah.
too? Because they're more
They just wear
masculine?
basketball shorts and t-shirts all
Yeah.
day, like every day, 24/7.
They just wear basketball shorts. They don't have any fashion, or they can't be like multi-dimensional where they are also athletes and, fashion icons and creatives and they probably have other talents. Like I'm sure some of them can sing and draw and like all these
Dang.
other things versus
Yeah.
like they're not just like athletes, like don't put them in a box. And so I love that they're able to express themselves. And when you see things that they're wearing, you're able to see their other hobbies or other passions that they have through their fits.
Yeah, I think their style definitely tells fans a story without them having to say anything, which is really cool. Because the tunnel fits are pretty short, like just probably like a couple minutes, couple pictures, couple videos, but
They're
the
so fast.
way they choose to express themselves tells a larger story for sure.
It really does. I've been in the tunnel fits, like shooting content as an influencer, and it's so fast. But, as they're walking through, the way that they're expressing themselves and the way that they're talking to us through their outfits are amazing. Like, you can tell what mood they're in, right? Through what they're wearing. Like, you can tell if they're just like throwing on a sweatsuit and just running in, like, they're about business.
Yeah.
Like, they don't have time for this. Or, like, if they have like a new, like, one of my favorite moments this season was I was doing tunnel fits and Izzy was like walking in and she wasn't ready yet for the whole moment. So she's like running in like with her sneakers and her boots in her hand. She's like, "No, don't get me yet." She like ran in, came back out with her like new blonde hair and her fit was like one of the best fits I've seen this season. And she was like ready. She was in different poses. She was telling the photographer like which angle she wanted. And then she came on the court and had like one of the best games ever. So like it just shows like how like influential they are on and off the court, but like how they like love these moments too to express themselves, like because they
Yeah.
probably feel like they're always in basketball shorts. Like
Right. Right.
imagining an athlete, you're literally always working out, you're always in the gym, so like this is their moment to shine and be something different for that quick moment.
Yeah, definitely. Was it her the buckle skirt? Was
It
it that one?
wasn't that buckle
Okay,
skirt
that
amazing?
was iconic. And then also debuting the blonde hair was amazing.
It
Yeah.
was really amazing. It was a moment, and like she came out and she was just glowing, and you can tell that she was happy to be back because she was like, I know for a while she's on like concussion protocol, and so like she came back about business on both sides, like being dressed for the tunnel fits, interacting with us, and feeling herself, and then getting back on the court and like shining. So it was a good time for her.
Yeah, that's an interesting point you make about how like when the players really want to show off their fit, like you can tell they put a lot of effort into it versus when they're like sweatsuit and they just kind of like walk through and they're all about like the game and maybe they're not as like social that day. Just seeing the different kind of ways that they can present themselves each time.
Of course, like you'll see them like sneak to the side and just run right to the court because they're like, I'm not dealing with this today. Like I'm about
Yeah.
business. But then there's other times that you can see like they're really proud of the fit that their stylist put together, they put together,
Mhm.
and they can't wait for the world to see because it's like another side of them that they can express themselves and show who they are.
Yeah, I can imagine like to show up every day, like it can be hard to always be like smiling, happy, dressed to the tens. And I know,
Imagine losing like 3 games straight, and then you're like, okay, now I have to, I have to think of what I'm gonna wear for the next tunnel fit. Like you don't think about that sometimes, or it's like another way to distract themselves from whatever's going on. They're like, oh, let me focus on this because everything else is not in my control. So like it can go both ways.
yeah, I know Asia is someone who's like spoken out about how like sometimes that will distract her. And so for like very important games, she'll just be like she'll dress down or she had the famous white t-shirt moment where they weren't doing so well and so she was like, I'm not gonna basically I think she said she's not gonna pull a fit until like things turn around and she just did sweats and like white t-shirt for a couple games in a row.
I could see that. I love that. You can definitely tell too, like when they're just like over it. Um, but yeah, I can see her doing that.
Yeah. All right, we got a couple more. So this photo, we've got three players. We've got Izzy, who we were just talking about. We've got Sati Saboli, and then we've got Copper. What do we
So
think of these?
this I have like trauma from this game, but we're still gonna go through it. Um,
No.
so first we're gonna talk about Izzy because I don't want to say that I started this trend because the epoxy corset was definitely a trend way before me. But when the season started, I did get an epoxy corset made and then I remade it, like using the one that I had to fit my body. And then I made it for Ellie, which she wore the same day. So Izzy and Ellie both had epoxy corsets that game. Ellie had on mine. And everyone asked me if I made Izzy's too, which I did not. I did
Ooh,
not make
okay.
her epoxy corset, but everyone was asking me, "Did you make hers too?" It was just
Dang.
random that they both were wearing it at the same time. Epoxy
Yeah.
corsets are so in right now. I saw them a lot with wives of NBA players or wives of like NFL players. And so when I made it, I was like, I want to bring this into the W because I don't see people in the W making wearing them.
Hmm.
And I was so happy that her stylist did this. I don't think I was the inspiration at all, but I would in my heart
Maybe,
pray that
yeah.
I was. But she
There
looks
was some alignment
incredible.
going on.
Yeah, the one thing also that she had was like this incredible bag. The bag said the WNBA has been popping or something like that, which was such a statement piece. This fit in general, I was
I
so
was
sad
gonna
I
say,
wasn't
even like the like jacket, it almost looks like a cape.
like a cape,
The way
right?
she wore it. Yeah, like this
Yeah.
fit is like it's giving a little bit Matrix, like Matrix vibes because of the really high, like I think those are leather boots or like shiny, something shiny.
Yeah, and it's
Um,
giving also like Batgirls,
I was gonna say it's almost giving
Catwoman.
like villain, superhero or villain. Only I said it because she's like wearing all black, but I'm like maybe she's kind of like a Catwoman, yeah, situation.
It's giving about
Um,
business. Like this was the finals fit, and I wish they would have put her in because she would have like played so well, and she would have slayed just like she slayed this outfit.
Yeah, her playing time has been interesting because I feel like there was some games where like Sandy would put her in important times, and then there's other games where like she barely got any minutes. So it's been interesting.
It didn't make sense. I literally was screaming, put Izzy in the last like 2, 3 games because it made no sense why she wasn't in. She was cleared. She has
Hmm.
been playing really well for us. She's been all over the court. She's been great with rebounds. She's been great with being under the boards. She's been great with shooting, even threes. Like Izzy's season this season was incredible, and so I was shocked that they didn't put her in.
Yeah,
I
I was a
think she
little
would have
shocked
been a
too.
made difference for this game. She would have been a big difference for this game, and I keep saying that her and Rebekah would have been huge differences. So I'm confused why they didn't.
Yeah. Wait, because Chicago also used to have Izzy and Rebecca.
Oh wow, I love Rebekah. I should have sent you more
I love
pictures
her
of Rebekah
too.
because she's actually one of the ones that I've remade her outfits the most. Like I have like 5 of her outfits that I've remade. Like I'm doing a reel just for her fits. Her sister styles her and her fashion.
Ooh, I love that.
Yeah, I love her looks. Like her looks are like elevated but like easy to recreate. They're inspirational because you can wear them at home in your own way. And she's an incredible player. She's always smiling, she's always happy. And so I was so sad that they didn't put either of them in the last game. Like the last 2 games. They would have been such huge difference for us.
Yeah, I know when Rebecca played for Chicago, like I love when they would put her in the games and I just she had like amazing energy. Like I think she's one of like an older rookie. Like I don't think she got to the W until like early 30s, which is like really uncommon. And for her to be like having so much energy, I love watching her play in Chicago and I was really upset when we got rid of her because I
I
was like,
know.
why?
Well, she's
Like,
ours now. I love her
yeah.
so much. I stop and talk to her all the time. Every time I see her, she gives me such a big hug. She follows me. Like, I
Amazing.
surprised her with a little bag. Like, she's gonna wear soon. She's like, Rebecca's one of my favorite Liberty players, and she needs to get more love. Like, people need to recognize how incredible she
Yeah.
is for us, and I'm
Used
hoping
to be
she
very
does.
underrated.
Yeah, I hope I want to actually I'm going to write to her and see what she's doing off season and kind of figure out what how we can support her off season because she really made a difference for us this season and people need to see her more.
Yeah, I was a little bit surprised with the decision to go to New York just because like you guys already are like super talented. You have like a couple of superstars. And so I feel like if she went to a team or like even an expansion team, she could be like a starter or like someone who's getting more guaranteed minutes. So like that could be good for her in like a personal sense, but obviously it's like selfishly you want her to play for New York.
Yeah. I don't want her to go anywhere, but I definitely do want to see her get the recognition she deserves. And I feel like if she did do that, she would have been like a starter and got the, the love that she deserves. So I want to be selfish and say I want her in New York, but it would be better for her to find somewhere that she can shine, or hopefully Liberty would just notice that and give her more minutes.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we got like off a tangent, but
Yeah, it's okay.
Satu Sabli, like I love her. Actually, this is one of the fits that I'm remaking. I just ordered a Rolling Stone shirt.
Yeah, this one
This
seems like it would be pretty easy to do, but still
Yeah, and I have a
super
red leather
stylish.
skirt already. This fit is like so New York City, which is funny because
Hmm.
she was like coming to us to like do it. Rolling Stones is such a popular t-shirt for people to wear. Like I see people wearing them all the time.
Oh yeah.
Red leather skirt again is like very iconic and trendy right now. The the fringe on the black bag is also like very stylish and trendy right
Bag
now.
is
Like the
so
fit
dope.
together, you can tell that like they thought of every piece and how it goes together. It wasn't just thrown on.
The bag and the hat, like tying those two together. Yeah,
Yeah, it's so cute. Like I would wear this fit. I actually wore something similar to this to a concert. Like this is just such a
it's a good
like
concert fit for sure.
yeah, right? This is like so New York. This is so which she's playing against us and it was a good game for her.
Oh, you just made me think of something. I'm like, because like the fashion scene in New York is so elevated. I do wonder, like, when players come to New York, they feel like they need to elevate their looks or dress similar to like a New York style, like you said. Her outfit's very New York. It's interesting. Versus like when they go to Dallas,
Yeah, no, I
something
was
like
gonna say that that's actually a really good point to say because I feel like as the players are traveling, they definitely think of where they're going and style based on that. Like you see a lot of people like wearing like cowboy hats and cowboy boots in Dallas and like
that.
New York City, like really elevating their looks because they know that if they're gonna be in New York, us influencers are gonna find them, we're gonna post their fits. Like
Mhm.
you even if they're getting off the bus, like most of the fits are already put together.
Yeah,
Because they know that it's New York, right? And players are always outside the buses. So I can see that. I can see them elevating their looks based on where they are.
yeah. That's something
Because
interesting to
yeah,
me.
think of like other places. They're not gonna not that other places don't have like high fashion, but
But no, New York is
that's what we're
absolutely
known
tippy
for. Yeah.
top.
So you'll see
Yeah,
it. You'll see it
yeah,
definitely being, more elevated here.
yeah, absolutely. I mean, New York Fashion Week is big. I think it was, I want to say Rakia did a TikTok video where she said like it was either Rakia or Angel. I honestly can't remember right now, but they basically said every time they go to New York, like they're spending money, like they're shopping a lot.
Yeah.
When they play New York, they're like shopping trip planned, like they're spending.
No, it's true. And I know that Rakia, like recently, speaking of like New York Fashion Week, I was at the New York Fashion Week ESPN event that they had, and it was kind of celebrating fashion in the women's sports world. And it was so incredible. Like they had like blown up screens of like all their fits throughout the season and like they had a red carpet for the players to come and like do a whole like fit check and Rakia was one of them that like dressed to the nine and her fit was incredible but it was so interesting to see finally that combination of both and recognizing the sports and what a better place to do it than New York.
Absolutely. It was called like House of ESPN or something
Yeah.
like that, right?
And
Yeah.
actually, the Project Runway contestant made an outfit for Ari during the beginning of the event, and then at the end of the event, when it was just like us and like influencers and high end people, then she wore the outfit. It was so cool. Like you got to see her make it, and then Ari wore it.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's like my two worlds colliding. It makes me so happy.
Yeah, I saw some of your posts on social media that look like a super cool event, like New York Fashion Week plus ESPN plus women's sports. It looked really cool. I saw Marina Mabrey and Sanaya were there.
Yeah, I got a cool TikTok with Marina. Their outfit that was another like fit check that was incredible. She
I
did the
love how they
blazer cut
coordinate.
open. I know their fits. They
Yeah.
just recently posted a TikTok with like five outfits from that weekend, and they're all coordinated. And then at the end, they were wearing each other's t-shirts.
Aw.
So cute. I love them.
Their whole journey from going live at the beginning of the season to now, like they're just living their best lives and
And
they're
they're also,
very entertaining.
yeah. And they're both also like style icons. Like their fashion, like although they coordinate, are so different, but
Hmm.
they like shine through their fashion. Like people are following them not just for their personalities and like what they do on the court, but their fits. Like people are inspired by what they're wearing and what they're doing, which
Yes.
makes more people watch the games. Like it's like a full circle, right? People who are probably just fashion girlies are going to start watching women's sports because they like their fits. And then the opposite
Yeah.
too, where like people who are in women's sports are going to start paying more attention to fashion. So like that's why investing in both is so important because they're both, profiting and benefiting from it.
Yeah, especially like if you're a W fan, you have your favorite players and they're getting invited to like New York Fashion Week events, like people are going to tune in, people are going to want to see what they're wearing and what shows they attended and which designers invited them. And then vice versa, like fashion girlies tuning into WNBA games or attending games in person and buying merch and maybe even like recreating it. Is a super dope concept for sure. Or not concept, but becoming a reality.
Yeah, no, it's so true. Like Ellie was sitting front row at the Off-White show. Ellie the
Yeah.
Elephant, a WNBA mascot, was sitting front
Oh,
row
she
in
was
one of the
invited to the
top coffee.
Met.
I
Wasn't
know,
she
and she was
invited
at
to
the
the Met?
Met, and Liberty players were at the Met Gala too.
That's
Like,
like the ultimate fashion event.
I know, so it's happening. It's happening.
Yeah, no, Ellie's just like limitless. I'm obsessed with her. I've met her once. I got a picture with her, and then I have her like got a poster of her up in my room.
Oh,
Like, I love her. I love what she represents too, and just like her energy is unmatched. She's just like one of one. No one's ever gonna be better.
no, it's so
Right?
true.
I'm
She's so
sorry.
New York. Ellie and I are like
Yeah.
best friends. Like every time I see her, she'll like stop and we'll do like the little nose
And
kiss
you
and
dressed her. That's so
yeah,
cool.
and I
Like
got
you
to dress
dressed
her, which
Ellie the
was really
Elephant.
I know, isn't that
That's so
so cool?
cool.
It was
Amazing.
it was really cool how it happened. So I've been making the bags for so long, not even that long, since May, and I've been like wearing mine. And she saw it and she was like freaking out about it. Like I posted the video, and then her stylist reached out and was like, "Ellie needs this," and I was like, "I'm already on it." Like I already
Oh,
started.
Ellie needs this, and then
Ellie
everyone just
needs
like
this.
jumped.
Which is
And
hilarious because she has like her own personality.
yeah.
And then I had the corset already, and the stylist loved when I wore it. So he was like, make this for Ellie, and I was like, well, even better, I'll remake the one that I have to fit her. And so I
Hmm.
did, and it looks incredible together. And the fact that I was the muse, like that was my outfit, right? The corset and the
Yeah.
bag were me, and now it's on one of the like most iconic amazing, mascots in the W. Like that was like a really big moment for me and I can't wait to continue to like I want to chase that feeling that I felt when she
Yeah.
was wearing my outfit.
That is so cool that you originally just designed it for yourself and it got noticed like that and made it onto Ellie because I remember they always post her tunnel fits too like on her account and I remember I saw it and I was like that's Lori's design so I'm like that is so dope.
Thank
That's
you.
amazing. Yeah.
It's crazy because anytime like when I do the tunnel fits and I'll do like influencing, I'll post like myself, I'll post like behind the scenes, I'll post like so many different things. Once I post Ellie, like I'm still getting comments for weeks ago that I posted Ellie. Like the amount of
Hmm.
love that she gets on social media, like I got millions of views from a video of her just walking. Like people
Yeah, yeah,
love
yeah.
her, they love to see her, they love to see what she's wearing. Like we could do a whole video of just her fits and how iconic she is as a whole.
Yeah, I think she makes people happy. She makes me happy. Like, could be having a bad day, like open social media, see her dancing, and like I'm laughing.
Yeah, it's so
Like,
true.
I think that's what's so great about her. And yeah, I would also like I posted a compilation of TikTok videos when I attended a Liberty game, and it's like my most viewed, most like TikTok to date. So
Yeah, it's so true. It's so true.
yeah,
So the next one that we have on here is Copper. Copper is another one that like she is who she is, her fits show it. Like the fact that she is wearing sweat shorts. I think those are sweat shorts.
yeah. I wanted to know your thoughts on that, but that's definitely
Love
new.
it. Like I want to wear something like that. Like she's redefining like what, dressing up looks like, business clothes looks like. Like
Especially as an athlete. Yeah.
yeah, I feel like the also like the pandemic changed our like fashion,
It's a
right?
pandemic fit where you can't see the bottom.
Yeah, when you get that's what I'm thinking of. It's a pandemic fit where like
That's
she's just
hilarious.
zoomed at the front, like but no, it's really redefined like what fashion is for us because we want to be comfortable, right? Like I can see myself, and it's very common right now. Like I don't know what the brand is, but there's a brand right now that just did a collection with the W, and they made these like shorts, and they're like sweat shorts, and they have like the logos on them. But people were dressing them up in heels. Like people were wearing these sweatshorts with heels and corsets and like, feminine stuff, like mixing more athletic stuff with like feminine stuff and more like dressy stuff is very in
Love
right
it.
now. Like this fit is
Yeah.
very in. It's very like European, right, with the socks and the I think she's wearing Oxford shoes, like that is like so in style. And some people may see it who are not very trendy and be like, why are you mixing these two things? But
Right.
I think
Surface
this is like,
level. Yeah.
yeah, it's like comfort and style together.
Yeah, no, I absolutely love it. And I feel like I have seen a trend more of like sweat shorts, sweatpants with heels, which you would think those are like opposites, but that's kind of what makes it great and what makes fashion cool is like doing different things that you wouldn't think necessarily go together. And yeah, I feel like I'm always incorporating sporty stuff into my fits or like how can I make this look more sporty? So I definitely love this style of mixing and matching like the corporate core with sweatpants.
I feel like since I've gone all in into the W and women's sports, like I'm trying to figure out how to be feminine again. Like especially with my outfits because I feel like I'm so close to just throwing on a jersey.
Mhm.
And so I'm like, how do I get out of just wearing sports gear? Like, how do I
Yeah,
go back to
I
wearing a
see what
dress?
you
Because
mean.
even Fashion Week, I was wearing like a jersey dress and I didn't even realize it until I was like, wow, this looks like a jersey. So I felt like they're trying to do the opposite where they're like, you don't see them ever wearing like they'll have t-shirts on, but not really like anything that's very sporty because they're like so
Mhm.
probably so tired of it.
Yeah, yeah. No, it can be hard and challenging for sure when you're trying to like pull an elevated look. But then a lot of like W merch is like t-shirts, sweatpants, jerseys, that type of situation.
This is
Um,
exactly why I make my own clothes. Like I'm a very like before any of this a very feminine dresser. Like I like t-shirts, but like I'll cut them, I'll bedazzle it, I'll cut the neck, I'll crop it. Like, like I'm not very like throw in a jersey kind of girl. And so
right.
when the season started, I was like, I have to find a way. I'm gonna be here for every single game to have fun and not feel like I'm just throwing on anything. And so that's why I started making my own outfits. Like I started making dresses and skirts and corsets and sets and just trying to find a way to like really show my fandom, right? Because I'm always a fan before anything else.
Hmm.
And also my expressive um the way that I express myself through fashion. And so it's been so fun. Like I made almost every single outfit this season, which was a lot.
That's
I even
amazing.
made outfits for away games.
Yeah, that is so cool. I feel like, yeah, you've just done an amazing job with all of your outfits and to do it for every game too is just like, whew, that's so
Well, they
cool.
made it easy. They made it easy to give me themes, right? So like when it
Okay.
was Latina night, like I had a bodysuit made that said more Latinas in sports. When it was Pride night, I like bedazzled like a pride shirt into like a sequin pride skirt. Like depending on the theme, I even made like a Wicked Liberty jersey from a design that I made.
The
I made a
Wicked theme was so
blazer.
cool.
Yeah, thank you. So I
Yeah. I just like that crossover, that theme in general, like Broadway and basketball. Like Wicked's iconic. So yeah, I would have loved to attend that, or I want them to do more of that because I think that's such a cool crossover.
I loved it. They actually didn't do it in New York, which was so surprising. Broadway, New York. I went to Connecticut
Oh,
for it, but it was a New York
okay.
game. And
Oh
it's
yeah,
so
yeah.
interesting seeing how many like crossovers there are of like women's sports fans and Broadway fans and musical fans. Like it's very common. Most
Giving High School Musical.
it is giving High School Musical, which is one of my favorites. We're all in this.
Amazing movie,
So true.
iconic movie for a millennial generation.
That's so true.
All right, we got one last player, someone who I think is underrated. So I'm glad that you sent me photos of her. But Olivia Nelson.
So she's actually the other player that has her own collection. Like
Okay.
she even posted saying like how amazing it is that she can wear her own pieces for the tunnels. She's also like a model. She did a lot during New York Fashion Week.
Okay, yeah, she
I
is
got
giving model, yeah.
Yeah, she's a model. She's one that's really changing the game for tunnel fits and elevating, and like I think I don't want to like say, but I think she is raising the standard for tunnel fits. Like people see her fits and they're like, I gotta step up my game. Like look at how incredible she looks. Like I want to buy pieces from her. When I got to see her during New York Fashion Week, like I talked to her for a while about how inspirational she is and how like you see her page, like there's like a trend on TikTok and it's like I think she actually did it. I'm not sure, but it was like when people see me they don't think I ball. Have you seen
Yeah,
that?
yeah,
It's so
yeah,
true. Like you see her and like you don't see her as a traditional basketball player. You see her as like a
yeah,
model, right? And then when she posts
yeah.
herself in the jersey, you're like, "Oh yeah, she's a ball player too." Like she really is killing it at both sides of the spectrum and like the fact that she's putting it all together and like redefining what it is to be an athlete is incredible.
Yeah, I mean, if you just like look at her Instagram, like you would just say like, oh, that's a model. It's not, you wouldn't necessarily be like, oh, like she's in the WNBA, which is incredibly hard to get to in the first place. So yeah, I think she's definitely one to watch out for, and I totally agree with just how elevated and high end, like her outfits just look very high end, very elevated.
Yeah.
Super cool.
Things that you wouldn't normally see in tunnel fits, right? So when we think of tunnel
Yeah,
fits, we like a lot of the ones that we rated, like they're incredible outfits, but like those are things that we typically see. Like she's wearing furs and she's wearing like gowns and she's wearing like these long, like one of my favorite fits that she wore was like this like furry like set with this like long boudoir gown. So she's like there's
the
no
red
one
one,
like
right?
her. There's a red one, but there was also a purple one that she wore.
Okay.
And like you
One of
don't see
one.
anything like that, right? Like you
Yeah.
really don't see, and I that's what I talked to her about. I was like, you really are like in your own lane. Like there's no one that's doing that. Like fits are amazing and they're showing their creative side, but she really is the only one that's really going, hi, I'm on a fashion show. I'm in a fashion show on the runway before like she
Yeah.
fits,
It's,
which is
yeah.
incredible.
Runway. Yeah.
It's
It's
giving
giving like
runway.
runway meets WNBA, which is not something that we've really seen before. So we are going to do a blind ranking of Ellie's outfits from this season, so the 2025 season. We're going to do five of them, and Lori's going to blind rank them.
You know,
You
I've
ready?
seen all her fits in the tunnel, so I'm sure I could imagine them. But okay,
Yeah, I
let's
was
try
like,
it.
I don't even need to like pull them up. Like, you're just going to know.
I'm gonna know.
Okay, so the first one is Ellie as Lady Gaga.
Oh my
Where would you put that
goodness.
one?
Honestly, can I be honest? Like I like more like I like other fits better.
Okay, okay.
The egg, like I have sensory issues. The egg was like weird for me. I thought it was very artistic and creative, but I liked other fits better. If it was a one out of, are we doing one out of five, one out of,
Yeah, yeah.
I
So
would
you
give it
gotta
a,
agree. You got five slots. So if
okay.
you want to put that one at the end, you can put it
I'm gonna
at five.
put that at the end at one.
Okay,
I mean at
that's
five.
fair. That's fair. Yeah, that's fair. Okay. Ellie's New York Fashion Week fit.
Ellie's New York Fashion Week, I would give it three. It was giving Liberty, like New York Liberty as she was dressed up. But I'm gonna give it a three. It was incredible, but I know there's other ones I want better.
Yeah. No, I forgot she had multiple fits for New York Fashion Week. Of course, why wouldn't
Or she
she?
did.
Yeah. Okay, Ellie's Stu York fit. So when she wore Stewie's new line, because she has a
Okay.
line, right? Hat and
She does
shirts.
have the hat and the
Yeah.
shirt. The I love pizza, so I loved that fit. I'm gonna give it a four. Just
More
because
casual.
like yeah, I love it. I loved it. It was so great, but I know there's other ones. I love that she's repping Stewie. I want that whole collection. I can't wait for my hat to come in so I could bedazzle it. That fit was cute.
Yeah, I do love that she's always repping the Liberty colors and then always repping the players stuff too, like Stewie's shirt, and she's always wearing like her Sabrina shoes. Like,
Yeah, I wanted those shoes. I should have got them when they came out. I was like, oh, they'll be out for a long time, and then they sold out so fast. Those Sabrina Ellie shoes are incredible.
oh my God, girl, I got them and they're in pristine condition, like never worn. Like I have them in their box. I spent all that money. I'm like never gonna wear them, and
Yeah,
they're like a
they're so
collector's
nice.
item. Yeah.
I love them.
Okay. Ellie's West Indian Day parade fit. This one I feel like was pretty cool. And it was
That's really
different.
cool. Yeah, it was. I loved that
The
fit. I loved
performance
the
too.
entrance was
Yeah.
incredible. The performance was incredible. I was courtside for that performance, and it was one of my favorites. That was the video that went like viral. She had waist beads on.
Yes.
Um,
I saw
but
like a
because I'm
fan gave that to her on the side, right?
the what?
Like a fan gave that to her on the side, right?
Yeah,
Or
I was
did
sitting right
yeah.
next to the fan who gave it to her, and that's the video that went viral. That I was they were
That's
tying
so cool
the
that you captured that.
yeah
Yeah.
they were tying the waist beads on her, and then she went and danced. It was incredible. The fact that Ellie had a better waist than most girlies.
Man.
But I'm gonna go to. I think we're at three. That's number three.
Oh wait, I think you gave
Oh,
New York.
number two. So she's number.
Yeah.
So number two.
So the last one we have is Ellie styled by Lori.
So, Harrison is one of her stylists, and he
Mhm.
styled my outfits. But that's definitely number one. Like she looked like
Period.
me. I was her muse.
Of
So
course.
number one, number one, number one. And I
You
knew
have
you were
the
gonna say
bag
that.
too, right?
The bag
The
that I
dress.
made her from vintage Swarovski crystals, I made that bag like in a few
Ooh,
days. I got them from this like place here in New York that sell these vintage crystals from years and years and years ago, and I saved them for a special moment and I put them on her bag. And I made like it's out of a basketball. It's an incredible bag. And then her corset was mine that I remade to fit her. And I'm gonna start making those corsets for people soon. So number one for her because she looked so
amazing.
incredible and it was such a great moment.
We're gonna play yay or nay. It's pretty simple. You just say yay or nay to a topic within the women's sports world.
Okay.
So the first one is yay or nay on load management.
So load management is when the coaches are having them sit out to get to back to their healthiest selves, right? Like they're staying
Pretty
out.
much.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, but it's also like maybe they're not particularly injured, but they want to kind of save their energy and not risk them getting injured on a game that might not be that important. So it's a little bit controversial because for the fans' sake of like fans go to games and they're gonna sit their player that technically could be playing to save them for like a playoff game, for example.
I'm gonna say yay, only because the last season that we had with the New York Liberty, there were so many injuries, so many things that were happening, and I feel like it gave other players a chance to play. Like I understand the fan side of wanting to see like specific players play, but I
Mhm.
also feel like you have to think of the long run if they have like a injury that can get worse, right? And then you put them in now, and then they're injured and don't make it to playoffs, and then we can't put them in playoffs. Like, so I would say yay for that. I think players need a break. I think if they're not their best selves, they're not going to play their best. So definitely yay for that.
Okay. Yeah, I feel the same way. I think, especially with all the injuries on the rise, and then they're adding more games each season, but the growth is still slow. I do think it's good for the players, but also just being careful and mindful of the fans that are like paying most likely to see the superstars on the team, and not doing it like too much, I guess, or for specific games.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Okay. Yay or nay the jump ball. So in the WNBA, it's different than other leagues where they actually have them like physically jump for the ball when there's a jump ball versus just like having the arrow of like which team's turn it is to get the ball.
I think they should just give them the arrow. I think the jump ball, I'm gonna say nay to jump ball. I think that it just wastes time. Like it never goes to the right people anyway. And
It's so silly, yeah.
it's so silly. It's so silly. So I'm gonna say nay.
Especially when you have like a small guard going up against a post player. It's like, why are we doing? Like, why are we
Exactly.
doing this? Like, let's just move on. So I totally agree. I don't know why they incorporated that into W and why they haven't changed it, but I hope they change that soon. Okay, yay or nay making sports your whole personality?
Yay. I
Yay,
am
Rebekah
guilty of
Gardner.
this. I am so guilty of this. I feel like I don't remember who I was before I became obsessed with women's sports. That's a good tagline to use for the beginning of this video because it's so true. Like, you become so invested. I've been a fan for so long, but like finally digging in and like really, really investing my time and energy into fully women's sports. Like, I quit my full-time job to do this. Like, my whole life is women's sports right now. And so I 1000% agree. I think that this is the energy that women's sports needs. And obviously, I don't want everyone to quit their jobs to do this, but I
Right, you're not
I'm not telling
encouraging
you to
it,
quit
but
your jobs, but I am saying that like, people say no one watches women's sports. Like everyone does. And also like it's our whole personalities. Like I never met someone who went halfway in. Like we're all in.
we're all in this together.
We're all in this together. I need a new High
Um,
School Musical, but like just women,
oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh my
women's
God, that would
team.
be incredible. A remake.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. Like, I've played basketball since like kindergarten. Like, sports have always been such a huge part of my life. So, yeah, definitely yay. All right, yay or nay player crash outs?
Yay. Oh my goodness. I love player crash outs. Marina Mabry is one of the best. She's the queen of player
She
crash outs. When
is.
I was with her for Fashion Week, I kept telling her, like, please never change. Like, her crash outs are incredible. I think as long as no one's getting hurt,
Right, right, right.
I think we need it. Like the refs sometimes like need to see what they're
It's
doing.
entertaining at the
It's
end of the day.
entertaining for
Like,
the fans. Like there's no
juicy,
real beef there. It's showing how passionate
yeah,
they are and
competitiveness.
the competitiveness. Like the MNBA, they
Right.
crash out every
They
few
crash out
seconds.
all the time.
All the time, and no, they don't get text for it. They don't get called out for it. People just laugh and move on. Like it's so normal. And like once a woman is aggressive, like all of a sudden it's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Like you can't be aggressive. Like
Hmm.
they're athletes and they are being paid
Competitors,
to be
yeah.
here. Let them let them be. Like let them feel.
Right. And like at the end of the day, sports are entertainment. We're paying to be entertained, and passion is entertaining. Competitiveness is entertaining. Like, yeah, their athletic ability is also entertaining, but it's just, I think from a fan perspective, really cool to see them care so much, and just display that fashion, like display that on the court. And I know like Skylar Diggins is another one that she gets.
Oh,
Um,
her tongue out.
yeah, she's just so intense.
She's
And
so
it's really
intense.
cool to see someone like who has that much passion in them. But
Yeah.
yeah, Mabry's also definitely. We also used to have her in Chicago. I'm just like, I don't know why all of
It
these
was
amazing
leaving Chicago.
players.
I think Angel's next.
Oh my God. Yeah. Honestly, like I've already been like working up the emotional like turmoil that's going to happen when she leaves. Like I'm expecting it, so I'm like I'm already like working to deal with it even though
Yeah.
I don't want her to go. Like we literally need her. She's like we're hanging on by a thread and
Yeah. I
yeah.
wish I had that prepared preparedness for Sandy, but we'll get it. We're not gonna talk about that. I wish they prepared me for that because I wasn't ready.
I was not. I don't think anyone was
I
because it's
know.
like it was still a successful season. Like,
I know.
yeah,
It's okay.
I hope she just goes to like Seattle or somewhere else. All right, last one. Having yay or nay having a co-defensive player of the year.
I think giving this two people the same award is kind of like taking away from both of them.
Agreed, 100%.
So that I agree with, but I think that there should be just more things for them to get, right? Like more awards, more recognition. But like splitting it in half, like just pick one.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I totally agree. I think it took away from both players and also like when you look at the stats, it didn't look that close. So
It didn't look
I
that
think that was the other part
close.
where everyone was like so confused. It's like, of course, Elena's like an amazing player, but the numbers were like The math was not
The
mathing.
math was not mathing. It didn't make any sense why they did that. That's why I'm saying like they could have just picked one person. They should make more like awards for like the other people, but what was that?
Yeah, I don't know what that was. It's almost like they just didn't want to give everything to Aisha, but it's like she
Yeah,
deserves it. So
right.
why?
If she
Like, why are
earned
we
it, why
doing that?
not?
Yeah. But yeah, I'm definitely a nay for that as well. All right, so we're gonna do a little bit more of getting to know you, the guest. What has the sport of basketball meant to you throughout your life? I know that you've been open about and talk about how you attended games as a kid, I want to say, as a kid, and your mom has been a fan since the league was founded. Can you talk a little bit more about that?
Of course. So I've been going to games since I was a kid. It was the way that my mom and I bonded. We would go to Madison Square Garden for every Liberty game,
You're
and
right. They have a
it was like
different
our
arena then.
place. Yeah, we've been going since like Lobo knew me since I was like a
We
kid.
saw Maddie the mascot.
Yeah, we there was Maddie was there,
We
you know,
gotta shout out
Lobo,
Maddie. We gotta shout out
Witherspoon.
Maddie.
I know, like it was really like the OG place for us to go. Like it wasn't popular back then.
Mhm.
And it was like where all the lesbians were.
Yeah.
My mom is a lesbian, so that's like where like that's what we did. And then growing up, like I would just watch it here and there. Like as I got to be an adult, like I wasn't like really, really like a crazy fan like I am now, like watching it
Mhm.
every single game. But I would watch it, you know, when it was on. And then the last few years, like I really have fallen back in love with the sport. Kind of connecting my love for fashion, my love for social media, my love for marketing and all this stuff, and connecting all my worlds together. It's a great time to do that. I personally have loved going to basketball games since I was a kid, but I never linked my marketing world and being an influencer with my sports world. I always kept them separate because I thought that I didn't fit in that world. I saw like all the influencers who were sports influencers as like podcasters or broadcasters or knew all the stats. I was like, I don't really know stats like that. Like, I guess I can't link my love for sports and be a sports influencer because that's not where I fit. And
Mhm.
then the most recent year, I was like, wait, I can link my fashion and my love for the game and my love for the players and my advocacy for the players into the world, right? Like there's where for me to fit in into this world. And so linking all my loves together and finding my space in the sports world has been incredible because it makes me love the game even more. It makes me learn more about basketball and what things mean, like what this means and like what other things that I didn't really pay attention to before, and really knowing more about the athletic side of it.
I
And
love that.
so that's where my love for sports began and where it is now.
Yeah, that's super cool. I think that's a good point too about like those initial feelings of like, oh, I don't know if I like belong in this space. But it's like you don't have to know all of like the analytics and every little rule within the sport of basketball to be a fan. Like you could be a fan just because you enjoy it. So I think that's a really good thing to point out, especially for new fans.
Yeah, and you can also be feminine and be girly and dressy and like not know how to play the game and still love the game and appreciate it, right? Like that's one thing that I feel like people forget is that like you don't need to know how to play basketball and go grab a ball and shoot hoops to love it, right?
Right.
Although like
Yeah.
I have been testing it out and playing because I've been doing some campaigns and it's so hard. I will
Okay, we
never
gotta play
ever
sometime.
yeah,
We gotta play next time
we
I'm in New
should.
York.
Let's
We
play.
gotta ball up.
I broke a nail when I played before. Like it's not
Okay,
for
yeah,
me.
it's
Like
hard.
I'm meant to sit there courtside, dolled up, pretty, watching the game. I will never judge them for missing a shot or a layup or anything because it's hard.
When did you know you first wanted to work in sports? And then can you talk a little bit about kind of how you got started, like the initial, I guess the years when you said that, you know, you took some space away or you weren't as into it, obviously, as you are now. So kind of like those first few steps, like really getting back into it full time.
Sure. So I've been an influencer for like 10 plus years. I hate the term influencer. People have ruined that term, but I want to say
Yeah.
like content creator. And I've shared like my life and, you know, fashion for so many years. And so once I started like really getting involved last season into going to games again, I started sharing like what I was wearing to games and people went crazy. And I was like, wow, like this is something I could really start sharing and people will enjoy and I can get more fans coming to games and it worked. I had so many people going to games because they saw me sharing it because it wasn't my usual content.
Mm-hmm.
And
I
so
like.
after that and being creative with my outfits, I started like really posting and really, getting into the world of sports. I started working with the Liberty and doing their tunnels and really like using my influencer status to really find a place to squeeze in, right? Because I was already an
Yeah,
established
a
influencer.
little bit more niche, right? Instead of like
Yeah,
with fashion, it's like fashion within the sports world, and that can
exactly.
like take off. Yeah.
But it's not just fashion, it's sharing my fandom. Like there is a space for you to be a fan and a person and a business person in this world. Like you both combine, right? Like in
Hmm.
order for us to be in this world, we have to be fans. And so I think finding where I fit in was perfect, but also like using like all right, what I'm going to say is when people hear you talk about like wanting to be in this world, usually they're starting from scratch. They usually don't have a following already. They're don't have like a foundation or a platform. They're building from like a few followers and they're like starting from scratch. And so I I can see that side of things, but I was already an established content creator, right? I already worked with big brands. I already like went on brand trips and like I already have like established myself as a creator. And so switching lanes was a little hard because people were so used to a certain kind of content. And so
Right.
kind of like wiggling my way through like using fashion, using my balls, using I
Your
feel like
purses, your
Asia
bag.
when she was like talking about the little balls and the and the
The
Instagram.
comment about Chelsea Gray.
Yeah.
She was
Using
laughing so hard
it was
too.
so funny. But using my basketball purses in a way to like squeeze myself in and like sharing the fandom really made me find my space. And so I that's what I started doing. And so from there, I went to All-Star Weekend with a brand and then I was there and I was going to all these activations and doing all this like exclusive like influencer things in the sports world and I was like, this is what I want to do. I was like, I'm already an influencer. I'm already a fan. Like, I want to combine both, and this is what I want to do. And so I came home and I quit my job. I was like, because I
Uh,
was working in the women's health world and for infertility, and I loved my job, but I knew I couldn't do both. Like, I couldn't work a full-time job and like follow my dreams. I had to pick a lane, and I'm so happy being in this lane. And I don't know exactly how I'm gonna like make the most money and make this a career. Like, I'm still figuring that out. And I have little streams of income coming in through the bags or through social media marketing or through being an influencer working with the sponsors that sponsor the W. Like I've worked with BetterHelp and I've worked with Vagisil and Lola and all and the clothing brands that are making W fashion. Like these are ways that I'm streaming income and figuring out my space. But yeah, that's what I did. And so I quit. It's been since All Star, so like a few months, and I made an incredible decision. It's scary sometimes as the season is like ending. I'm like, what's next? But I
we
know
got
that there's so many
Unrivaled, we
things.
got
We
Athletes
have
Unlimited,
Unrivaled, Athletes
college.
Unlimited. Exactly. There's so many streams, and I one message that I'm trying to get across is like I'm not just a Liberty fan. Like I can do Unrivaled, I can do AU, I can make merch for like all these places. And so just finding my way in and still making money so that I can survive and also find my space is my goal right now. But that's a that's my story.
I love it. I will say All Star was an amazing experience, and I did feel that like high of like this is amazing. Like I want this all the time. So I love that it was like after you got home, you just like you made that was enough. Like you made your decision. I'm excited to see how it all turns out. I love
Thank
following
you.
your journey and all of your social media posts. So it's super exciting time for you.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Bling It to the Game is your fashion brand where you do make custom bedazzled basketball purses. Um, what was the initial like idea or where did the idea blossom from? And then can you touch on some of the like specific players and brands you've worked with so far? I know you've touched on some of them, but there's a lot more that you've worked with as well. I know like Just Women's Sports, and then you made a bag for Izzy. Can you talk a little bit more about that?
Of course. So Bling Into the Game started in May. It's so new
It is
and
so new. Wow, that's
so
crazy.
new, and we've
That's
done
actually
so
when I started
much.
this podcast too.
Oh wow, look at us, birthdays. And so I know it's like once you have a dream, like you just go all in and it just happens. I don't want to say Bling Into the Game is like my dream, but it's definitely my in a like a way to express myself through the bags, through my fashion. Bling Into the Game isn't just the bedazzled bags, but it's like the custom outfits and the graphic designs that I make for designers. And so it's like a little bit of everything and kind of like showing out as a fan or as a professional in women's sports. Like we can bling, we can shine, we can be creative and colorful and all these things and still, you know, like dressed apart.
Hmm.
And so the way that I started Bling Into the Game, I made a bag for myself and it was a bedazzled basketball purse and I wore it to like the first game this season. I was like, this is gonna be my way to like be creative and expressive as a fan
And
at the games.
yeah,
And so I did the third or
Tasha
fourth
Cloud,
game.
yeah.
I met Natasha Cloud and she was so sweet. She loved my bag and she said, "Can you make this one for Izzy?" And I said, "Okay." I've First off, it was my first time ever bedazzling a bag. Like I wasn't a professional at it. I just wanted to do it for myself. It took me months, like forever
It's
to
a
make my bag.
lot of work.
It's a lot
Bedazzling,
of work,
like
yeah. It
it
was a
takes a
lot of
lot.
work. Yeah.
Yeah.
But when she asked, I was like, "Of course I'll make it for her." She's like, "Do you have a shop?" I was like, "No, I'm not a brand. I'm not anything. I made this just for myself." And she's like, "Okay, well, I want one for her." And so like I thought about it and I like was like, "Okay." And then I was like, "You know what? Let's just do it." So I like taught myself to get better at it. Like if you see my bag versus the one I made for her, like they're so totally different. It was hard for me to find the right color, so I feel like the colors were a little off, but it was still so beautiful. And I gave it to her a few months later and she was so happy. She was so grateful. She's like, "I have to pay you for this. Like this is a order. Like I love it. Thank you. Izzy's gonna love it." And from there, like, we have such great conversations since then. And she really inspired me to start the brand. Like if it wasn't for a cloud, I wouldn't have started it. She believed in me and
So
like
dope.
before I even believed in myself because I people ask me all the time, "Do you make these? Do you sell them?" And I kept saying no. I was like, "I don't. I don't want to make
Mhm.
these. This is just something I made for myself." But she believed in me and said that I could do it. And so I'm like, if Cloud says I could do it, I could do it. And
Yeah.
so since then, I've made like more than 50 bags, whether they're like the minis, the medium size, or the large ones. I've made for Ellie, I made
You
one
made
for
Ellie's
stuff.
bag.
Yeah, I made Ellie a bag. I made Steph Dolson a bag. I made Stewie's daughter, Ruby, a bag. I made for Just Women's Sports, which I met at All Star Weekend. I made her like a little one, but I'm gonna make a bigger one for her as well. I
Is that the
have a few
founder?
orders. I'm
The
sorry.
founder of, is it
Oh,
the
the
founder of
founder.
the company?
Yep, Haley,
Okay.
the founder of Just Women's Sports. I made her a little
Amazing.
one.
That's a big brand in the women's sports space.
I
So
know,
that's
I like pray I
cool.
could work with them one day, but the fact that she even wanted a bag was so incredible. So I made one for her. And then a lot of fans, like a lot of fans come to me. I don't obviously put the logo on for them, but I do make like little ones for them. I made one for DJ Rhea, who's a friend of mine. I made for Rebekah that we were just talking about, Gardner. And so I made for a few people. And recently I've just made for Tracy and Cheryl. They're the aunties. They're when the players see them, they go crazy. Like they're these viral women. They're incredible. And I just made one for them. But yeah, it's been incredible. It's been so much fun. I definitely want to pause and get better. It's a craft that like takes like I want to do more details. I want to get licensing so I can use the logos. Like it's definitely something that is not going to be like my full project and like my company and I'm just going to jump all in and just focus on that. But it's a little creative outlet that I like to use and find ways to be creative in that space.
Yeah, definitely. That's super cool and interesting. That's not how I like would have expected the initial journey to start of like you were just making it for yourself. And then yeah, Natasha Cloud kind of inspired you to make it a brand and now you have a shop on Etsy, right? That's where people can order your bags now. Or through social media as well, they can probably reach out to you.
Yes, so it's on Etsy, on social media. A lot of orders through social media, but now I through Etsy is just easier that way. I can track
Yeah.
it. And then I can say that Nafisa Collier ordered one and her daughter, so I'm gonna make those for
Amazing.
Unrivaled. But
Like matching ones?
yeah, like matching ones, which I'm
Oh my
really excited
gosh.
for.
That's super
So
exciting.
yeah, so but I want to perfect it first, right? Like when I was
Mhm.
making the Liberty ones, I wasn't making the right color because seafoam is so hard to find. And so I'm definitely gonna make Izzy a better one next season if she's still with us. Fingers crossed.
Fingers
And I'll make her
crossed.
one with the seafoam all decked out with her number and her name and everything because I'll be better by then. This one, everything was so rushed. The season is so short from May to like September,
I
and
feel
so
like we just started and we just blinked and it's over.
I know it's over, but it's okay because we have Unrivaled, and Bling into the game is gonna be all in Unrivaled.
Yes. I can't wait to see. As this show is called Hoops and Healing, so I always like to ask us the closer question. What is a healing practice present in your life or something you do as like self-care? Yeah.
So I would say like blinging out the games is a healing practice for me. Like I think doing any craft, whether it's knitting or blinging or anything like that, is definitely healing when
Bedazzling.
you're focusing on the craft in front of you. I would say traveling, like leaving the fact that we didn't make it past playoffs. I booked a trip to heal.
I
So
love
that's
that.
my healing practice is to get up and go,
Absolutely.
travel the world, learn about a new culture, and really like focus on something else. So those are two healing practices that I love.
Yeah, it's good to just get away for a bit, and then come back like refreshed, with a different mindset for sure.
Exactly. I feel like I'm
Yeah.
going to a breakup. Like when the seasons end, you're like, what is
Yeah,
going
that's a
on?
really
What
good
am
way to
I
put
doing
it.
next? Yeah.
Like when you're as into it as we are, like it does feel like a dark cloud over your head. You're
You're
like,
like,
what am I
what
gonna
am I supposed to
do?
do? I felt like that when Unrivaled end. I felt like that last season when like we won the championship and then it was like now what? Because it was such a big high and then it was such a low low when it was ending.
Yeah,
Now I don't feel it as much. Like I feel it a little bit, but I feel like because I'm so busy with like prepping for the next season that I'm not as like sad. But especially same thing with you, right? Like we're so busy with our businesses and like still being in this space that it doesn't feel like an ending. But yeah, I'm ready for what's next.
yeah, absolutely. Yay! Thank you
Yay,
so
that was
much for chatting
great.